In this video, we're going to cover the Workspaces Pro, how to install it, how to set it up, and then how to manipulate it and use it properly. It can be a little bit tricky if you're brand new to this, so it's very important that you follow the instructions very carefully. Now you can see that I have all of these different workspaces open. We've got the ES Swing, Gold Swing. I have a separate workspace for the toolbar and the Workspaces Pro. I have crude oil and then the YM. So these are the workspaces that I have open and that I've added to the Workspaces Pro. So I can quickly switch between these without having to go to File, Workspace, or use the hotkey, the shortcut. Okay, so we can just click back and forth very quickly, selecting whichever one we want. Now, to upload it, you upload it simply as you would any other indicator. You go to File, Utilities, Import NinjaScript. You find the folder where you have it downloaded, and there's the Workspaces Pro. You double click on that and then it will install. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove Workspaces Pro from the chart. So I have it on one chart on one workspace, just like the toolbar. Okay, both the Workspaces Pro and the toolbar need to be on one chart in one workspace. You need to have a workspace built specifically for these two indicators. And I've named it just A to keep it at the top of the list, toolbar, and then WS Pro, Workspaces Pro. One chart with the toolbar, as you can see it's attached here. One chart with Workspaces Pro. So I'm going to remove that now, and we're going to start from scratch. So I'll remove Workspaces Pro, click OK, and now it's gone. So what I want to do is I want to shut down Ninja, and I'm going to save all the workspaces. Yes to all, and then Ninja shuts down. So now I want to restart Ninja, and then we'll wait for that to come up. I'll connect to the data feed, and then we'll go through step by step setting up the Workspaces Pro. Okay, so now we're open and connected, and you can see I have created this. Well, it's already been created, but we have a separate workspace for the Toolbar Pro and the Workspaces Pro. So when I look to the workspaces, I have all of these workspaces open. So that's what you want to do first. You want to set up all of your workspaces. Okay, make sure all of the workspaces that you want open are already open and set up just like you want them. You want to have a separate workspace for the Toolbar Pro. You know how to set up a workspace. You just go to you go to Workspaces, then New Workspace, and then name it whatever you want, open a chart, apply the toolbar on one chart, and then the Workspaces Pro on the other. So here we're on the Toolbar Pro and the Workspaces Pro workspace. I'll add the Workspaces Pro to this chart by itself. And I like to keep them on two separate charts because both of these indicators are very advanced programming. Okay, so here it's not showing in the list, probably because I deleted it from the chart and then closed Ninja down. Once you have Workspaces Pro installed, you need to control all the workspaces from the Workspaces Pro. So if you suddenly don't see it in the list, you simply need to re-import it. So I need to delete the assembly and then re-import. So we'll go down to the W's, there's Workspaces Pro, I remove it. Okay. And now I'll re-import. Go back to File, Utilities, Import. Import the Workspaces Pro. There we go. And now I need to restart. Okay, now let's see. Scroll down to the W's. There we go, Workspaces Pro. Alright, let's load it to the chart. And then I want to, we'll say use this version if you have bought the license. If you haven't bought the license, you can click on Obtain License. I think it's $20. Click on Use this version. Please use only Workspaces Pro for workspace manipulation. Okay, so now you can see it has already loaded all of the workspaces that I have open here. Okay, and then it has one for the desktop. So you click on that, and then it just shows the desktop. Now if we want to change this, we just right click on it, open Workspaces Pro Manager, and that opens this window here. Now you need to make sure that you have your license input here first. Okay, so go to your email and search for conscious trading. There we are, conscious trading. And let's see, I'll search for Workspaces Pro instead. Workspace Pro, okay. So let's see, where are we at here? Conscious trading. Okay, here's my license. So I'll copy that and then paste that in right here. And then click this arrow. There we go. And now all of my data is being saved to this new XML file in the Workspaces folder. Click OK. Now we're good to go. So now we can come back and manipulate these buttons. You can see I've got ES for the ES, the swing, gold. I want to change these names though, so I want to make this just ES. We'll make this one just ES swing. We'll make this GC swing, YM swing, toolbar. Actually, I'll put the toolbar here, and then we'll put crude CL there. You see that? And then I just change those out here. This is where you set the workspace. So we'll put CL with crude, and we'll put the toolbar with the A toolbar WS Pro. There you go. You see, we have row 0, so we only have one row. And then these are the columns, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I set this to 1 and 6, and then click on Apply Panel, you see what it does? It creates a new row. Okay, so I want to change that back to 0. If I set this to 8, you see that? It puts it all the way over at column 8. So we'll change this back to 6. Apply on panel. There we go. And you can open a new panel, which does that. If you can't find the panel somehow, you can select the panel, right click on it, and minimize or close. Let's close this one. It's always on top. If you deselect that, I don't know why you would want to deselect that. You want it always on top. You can save different button templates. So if you have, one day you want to trade a certain set of workspaces, you can create a template for that. Another day you want to trade a different set of workspaces. I don't know why you would set it up that way, but you can. Let's just close this one. You can also change the opacity of the background of the buttons, the panel itself, and you can change the color. And save windows to a new window set. I'm not going to worry about that. If you want to change the size of these, let's say we can't really see the lettering very well. Let's change the width of those just by a little bit of these. Let's say 70. We'll make these 50. And CL we'll make 50. We'll make these other ones 70. Desktop is fine. Actually, toolbar is fine as well. We'll change that back to 60. And then we'll make the width, the height we'll make about 30. And then of course you can change the color if you want. I'm not going to worry about doing that. We can change the defaults for the buttons. Say I want to make the default 25. And the size of new ones I want to make 65. And then I'll apply on panel, and there we have larger buttons now. You see? So that's how you set it up. And you just click on Apply Panel. So now when I go back and I click on these buttons, I have all of those workspaces open and good to go. And I can just easily switch back between them. Now the first time you click on the button, it may take a little while to load. So you want to load each one. You want to show each workspace first. It'll take a little while to load. Do it again here. Do each one. And then when you come back the second time around, you can really quickly switch between them. Okay, so that's how you manipulate the Workspaces Pro. Okay, I've just restarted Ninja just to show you what will happen sometimes when you restart Ninja and then you connect. Usually when you connect, the data will refresh all of the charts and then your Workspaces Pro will pop up, as will the Toolbar Pro. But if they don't pop up, occasionally they won't, then you need to go to File, Workspaces, and go to the Toolbar and Workspaces Pro Workspace, and then they'll show up. And here we have it. Okay, so occasionally you may have to actually do that, but you don't want to close your workspaces or open any of your workspaces from here. Okay, you can switch between them still. I don't know why you would need to, other than for the only reason that I've just shown you, to come to this toolbar workspace so that the Workspaces Pro will show up and so will the toolbar. Then of course you can switch between the workspaces just by clicking on the buttons. But for actually manipulating the workspaces, opening new workspaces, closing workspaces, etc., you want to do all of that from the Workspaces Pro Manager right here. Okay, so you open that, and then you can select, these are the ones that are open, highlighted, and if you want to open any new one, let's say I want to open this one. That one will take a little too long to load. Let's open something light. Let's say I just want to open this one. I click on the Open Workspaces, and then it will open this workspace now. And then if I want to add a new button, I simply come over here. Well, the Workspaces Pro is already open, so you need to, either move the windows around to find it, or hover over your NinjaTrader icon in your task tray and then select the window. Okay, you couldn't see me do that because my task tray is on a different machine. Let me see if I can put my task tray over here. Okay, here I have the taskbar on this machine now, and you see when you hover over the icon, you can select any of these windows from here. Okay, so you can always do that to find the window that you need. So now this is open. If I want to create a new button, I go to the button templates, new button, and then I'll say Div Pro, and then select that Div Pro workspace, and then apply on panel, and we have a new button, you see? And the new button will have the default settings that you have up here. So that's really about it. You only want to open and close from the Workspaces Pro Settings Manager. Okay, so if I want to close that now, then I'll close the workspace here. If I wanted to save that workspace as a new workspace, let's say we'll save it as Div Pro Copy. When I do that, it'll ask me if I want to clone it or rename the workspace. Let's say I want to clone it, and I'll keep the old copy. Okay, so that will keep the Div Pro, and then it will make a new Workspaces file named Div Pro Copy. And then we have both of these open now. You see? So then I could delete one, or copy one, or open one, or I could make a new button and have Div Pro Copy for that one, and then apply on panel, and then we've got Div Pro and the Div Pro Copy. They're both the same, you see? So that's how you can manipulate the workspaces. But let's say I just want to delete both of those. Not delete, but close. I can close those here. So I click on Close Workspace. Do we want to save it? No. Div Pro, close that one. Do I want to save it? No. And then we'll go back to the settings file here. There we go. And now I will delete this button. Delete. Oops, you got to select it right here in the white to the left of it. And then you can delete that button. And then I'll delete that copy button. And now apply, and we're good to go. So that's how it works. If you have any other questions, of course, you can always email Akush at his website, conscioustrading.net.